The crypto crash is here, but has the bloodbath just begun? Is this the beginning scene of the elevator opening in The Shining? Or is it time to place your bets and let's go long, baby? It's time to discover crypto.
Capital flight is coming to the United States. The dollar is going to zero.
And that's what makes Bitcoin so special.
You have to have gone through a couple cycles to understand.
Once the price is able to clear this level, the breakout is on its way.
This is your indication to jump in now.
I woke up today and I checked CoinGecko and everything was red. I panicked. I hit one of the portfolio buttons and said, sorry, it was too many people using our app right now. Basically, it just wasn't working. Yeah. It is a bloodbath right now. Tim, we were talking about, some potential corrections looming around the corner. We didn't know it was going to happen 12 hours after the stream, but it did happen.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about why is this maybe happening? Is this just shorts getting wrecked? Is this ETF news? We're going to cover all that. Did the ETF get denied? The Sailor, is Michael Saylor's in the news? What did he sell his Bitcoin? What is happening? It's been a hectic day, and really, this has only been the last couple hours, too.
Yeah, no, it happened really around the 6 o'clock and 7 o'clock hour mark. If you guys are in the BitLab Discord, I actually made a video for those guys over there. I actually didn't go low enough. Once again, similar to the XRP thing, when I predicted a dip was coming, but then ended up going lower. Same thing. Yesterday, we talked about, I did say I thought prices were going down. I thought we'd stop somewhere closer to 43. We ended up dropping all the way down below 42. Certain exchanges dropped below 41. There is something really important that it did, though, but I'm going to save it for the chart section. But I'm pretty bullish at these levels right now, DZ. And I think one of the things that happened, and we'll take a look at this one too during the chart section, but I'll go and explain this one. I think one of the biggest reasons why it dropped so far was the price started moving to the downside like it should have. But because it did it at such an awkward hour, that 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time zone, that's not really the Asian trading market, and Americans really aren't waking up.
It's 3 a.m. in LA. It's 6 a.m. in New York. People are asleep.
So they started this train to the downside, and there was no one there to buy the dip. No one bought the dip. So it went through, and you're going to see this on the liquidation chart. It obliterated everything, which is another reason why I do think prices could be moving back to the upside. But again, we got a great show lined up. So don't go anywhere. Watch the entire thing. Leave us comments down below right now. Did you buy the dip this morning? What prices did you buy? What coins did you buy? I'm interested in what you guys are saying.
I opened a scalp long on Blofin. I've already closed mine. I made a little bit of a profit. Are you currently in a trade?
I am. I'm in a trade right now on Bitcoin, and I've been following a lot of Cardano and Solana, so I'm in a long on Solana and Cardano as well.
You can't share those later, can you?
I can.
I don't know. Okay. Yeah. I think people would be interested, to see Tim's trades here because, I was a little bit hesitant to catch a falling knife, and that's why I took profit maybe a little too early. But, it was early. My coffee hasn't hit yet, so I was just being careful because you have to be careful because people are getting liquidated out there. And that's one of the reasons we're seeing such a sharp and drastic move to the downside. A trade gets liquidated, it pushes it down, and then it creates a cascading effect where all of a sudden it's like a Mr. Beast video. The dominoes are falling, and the final dominoes, this 10-story domino, is going to crush you and crush your trade, crush your bag. If you're not careful. So you got to scurry. You got to scurry away in these times. Bitcoin slumped as $400 million were liquidated in 2 hours. I originally saw like 130, then I saw 170. Now it's up to 400 million, and I expect that number to probably go up to 600 to 800 million. Anytime we hit $1 billion, it's a very, very bloody day. I think we'll get close to that. Matrixport said it expected the SEC to reject all ETF applications this month. I saw a Matrixport photo I might try to share in a little bit where they had one ETF approval imminent. And then the very next day, I think it was less than 24 hours, ETF denied, and here is why, or something to that effect. And people are saying, that is maybe what, started a little bit of the spooking here. Well, Bitcoin at one point slid 8% just in the past few hours as jitters around the approval of the ETF began to enter the market. It retraced the entire upside that occurred on January 1st, spurring the liquidation of $500 million worth of positions across derivatives exchanges. The likelihood of the passage became less and less likely, and the market saw a stalemate. Weakness in mining stocks and the sell-off of several crypto-related U.S. stocks also reinforced the market's skepticism. We had Matrixport rebuff optimistic expectations, saying, "We believe all applications fall short of a critical requirement that must be met before the SEC approves any ETF. This might be fulfilled by Q2 24, but we expect the SEC to reject all proposals in January. I'm DZ, and I'm coming in on the record. I disagree. Normally, you don't want to disagree with the Matrix, everybody, but I'm plugged in, and I think we are going to get that ETF in 1 week from today. So is this, maybe a little spooking action right now? Well, following the morning high of 45,500, dropped as low as 40,000 on some exchanges with the, little scam wick before bouncing back at that regular level, 42,200. Open interest fell by $2 billion due to liquidations. Now, Tim, there was a high funding fee for longs yesterday. Now, what does that mean? A funding fee? Does it mean like more people are interested in going long versus short? I mean, would that affect the market?
Yeah, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know. I don't know what that one means. I would imagine, though, just based off of hearing it, that would imply it's harder to go long at the moment.
Harder to go long. Yeah, it costs a little bit more. And then, it's more likely something could cascade a bunch of short positions positions closing, because there's so many. Once one closes, 80% of them are on one side. Hey, you expect a pretty sharp move right there as well. Now, did you pull the trade up? Did you have to do the email thing yet? I don't know.
No, yeah, I'm in here. Really up on my ADA trade here. Up $70. That's a good 2 stakes. We can go out to dinner later.
2 stakes.
We can go. Before inflation, we could have gotten a $5 footlong on my Solana currently, but
we don't talk about that company anymore. Ever since the incident,
Bitcoin we're close. Yeah, no,
Jared.
I did wait on the bounce back up. I did not catch the exact bottom of the knife, but I waited for some confirmation of, hey, this is a good bottom. Again, I want people to watch the rest of the show, so I'm not going to tell you too much about what I saw on the charts until we get to the chart section. But I feel good about these. I feel good about riding them up a pretty long way. Like, I feel like this might have been the best opportunity for the rest of this little pre-halving bull run that we're going to have. After this, you're going to be looking for take profits and more than likely a real dip.
Who typed in "I'm seeding" right now? Who was that? Was that you, Drew?
I do believe Nick confessed to being on the
okay. That was a good one. That was a good one. Yeah. All right. BlackRock. All right. So TJ's Sports Cards has a really good theory as well, and then we're going to talk about a third theory, which was one of the reasons I said yesterday I expect maybe a little bit of a return. BlackRock is seeding $10 million in Bitcoin today. I don't know if that's confirmed or not. It's the sports card guy said it. BlackRock seeding $10 million in Bitcoin today. Boy, I sure would like a $4,000 discount on that Bitcoin I bought.
You're saying that the price goes down and that's when they're going to buy?
I'm just saying, it's a coincidence potentially. Or, could be exactly what it looks like. And I keep saying that phrase because sometimes it's just exactly what it looks like, everybody. Good messages here. You guys are pretty funny. Now, the other thing we were talking about was the miners selling, because we were talking about, if you recall, miner fees are hitting records. So the miners are taking in more Bitcoin than they've ever taken in as far as a relative basis with transaction fees versus block rewards. And I posed a question to you, chat, and I said, these miners are receiving more Bitcoin than average. Sure, you get your 10-minute block reward. Now you're getting all these ordinal fees. What are they going to do with that? Is that increased selling pressure? I come to the conclusion it is increased selling pressure. Let's take it into this story right here. Dump incoming. I almost predicted this. If you look, this was yesterday at 10 p.m. I don't know what time zone, but this was just a mere 6-8 hours before the dump happened. Miners suddenly began offloading their Bitcoin holdings to crypto exchanges, signaling a potential reversal of months of upward price momentum. The meaning of the miner deposits, crypto quant voters unanimously voted for miner sell of coins as a bearish indicator. I would say, increased selling pressure is going to harm the price. That's just, so laws of supply and demand there. The analysts reference a mid-May 23 when a surge in deposits was followed by a gradual slide in Bitcoin's price from 27 to 25 by mid-June. This took place after a 2-month-long Bitcoin rally above 30K, inspired by a combination of bank failures and excitement over ordinals. Look at this miner to exchange flow. Look at that spike right there. You can see a very, very sharp spike. Last time we saw a spike, let's just say it climbed for a little bit on that x-axis. I don't know if we've gone long enough. So, hey, there could be more room to the upside here. Just be careful. The miners might not be done selling. The analysts reference mid-May 23 when we saw the surge. Like I said, 2 months after ordinals. Likewise, it follows a period of high ordinal activity which has driven up the fees. And this is what we're talking about, giving the miners a new source of profit. As of January, the largest miners are averaging 1.17 Bitcoin per block in fees, 27% bonus on their standard of 6.25 subsidy. So normally it's pooping out six every 10 minutes. Now it's added an additional 1.7. So that's, it's a pretty large increase when it comes to selling pressure. By the end of the year, Matrix Port, boy, you guys are all over the place, Matrix over here. So, hey, is it ETF approved? Is it denied? I don't know. And now you're saying that Bitcoin could reach $125,000 in 2024. It's a little high for my liking. I don't think we hit that high.
Yeah, that is a little high. I think you'd have to have a lot of stuff happening, but one of the things that would have to happen is what they're predicting will not happen, and that would be an approval coming here very, very soon. I think that would be needed to give us the momentum throughout the whole year.
I found a little confirmation while you're looking. We found a little article here. Let me highlight a little bit. So BlackRock seeding ETF. What are your thoughts? Is there any credence, Drew? I want you involved in this. Is there any credence to, well, BlackRock is going to buy, let's just say if, we're going to look into it in a second, BlackRock potentially buying $10 million worth of Bitcoin today. Is it a coincidence as a crash? Is there any validity to this, concern?
You have to believe there's validity there. Again, if I'm BlackRock and I have control the way I have control, why would I buy at a temporary top? Why not go and dip the price back down and dip it there pretty severely? Drew,
can they do that? That sounds like a conspiracy theory to me. BlackRock can push Bitcoin's price down. What's your thoughts on that statement?
Yeah, I mean, for anyone that's, I got a friend here. I got a little baby here.
Hey, everybody hit the like button for the baby there. I think, she's 2 or something.
Yeah, she's 2, about to be 3. If you discount the power of BlackRock, you forget about the war that was continued with Blackwater. You forget about a lot of the things that BlackRock has done where they're, for all intents and purposes, our government. So, they get what they want. And we were watching out in case we got like a 19.7 dip before the ETF. It doesn't look like we're going to get that, but this could be the dip that BlackRock wants to create for that entry point for sure.
All right. ED, speaking about an entry point, screw Wall Street. Don't let Wall Street buy Bitcoin cheap. Let's buy the dip. All right. Well, hold on. I think let me do this. All right. We are done highlighting. I'm going to scroll up. All right. So here we have BlackRock delays $10 million Bitcoin purchase. A new date is unveiled. Is it today? Is it next week? What is it, folks? Are you ready? Are you sitting down? This is probably the only thing you need to know when it comes to the Bitcoin ETF and what's happening with the Bitcoin price. In a move that aligns with growing anticipation surrounding the approval, we got a new date. They initially planned to purchase an impressive $10 million worth of Bitcoin on January 3rd, but now they have postponed this purchase, everybody. We're talking about initially they got some seed shares October 27th. They consisted of 4,000 shares of purchase price 25, total amount 100K. Then, hey, we're moving up. We're getting closer. Now we're at 10 million. And now it is planned 2 days from now. So just be careful with the logs. Now, I'm not saying this is going to happen. I'm not saying we're going to have 2 days of red candles, but I am saying BlackRock plans on buying their Bitcoin 2 days from now. And so I think that is worth a feather in the cap when it comes to, what you're going to do over the next 48 hours.
What's the legality there? Do they have to tell us what day they're actually buying?
I think there is some legality. There is some paperwork process. Yeah, there's forms you got to file. Then, we have people here. So here it is from a recent report. Let's do a deep dive. We'll look at it right now. Reschedule seeding of the Bitcoin ETF. So they have to do this initial seeding. And so this was reported. So, all right. Yeah, these are just initial steps that they have to take. It hits the, little public wires. People find that, they report on it, then someone makes some articles on that, and then, it goes down the line. So, yeah, I mean, they probably don't like that we're talking about it. And the best thing you can do to spread this information is hit the like button right now. Folks, is BlackRock lowering Bitcoin's price? What do you think? I mean, it's just an interesting question to ask. I will say that. Data from Prediction Market, Polymarket, sent ripples of excitement through the community as they're seeing a significant surge in confidence regarding the ETF approval before January 15th. We're seeing a little bit of a spike right there. So the odds are coming in pretty positive. So you're trying to, if you're trying to bet, 88 cents, there's not much upside there, not much upside. So definitely people are expecting it to happen. In this case, they've staked an impressive sum, $500,000 on the approval before the mid-January deadline. Will we get it? BlackRock buying Bitcoin 2 days from now. Is that potentially what's happening? And then there's another fun theory. Jim Cramer's fault, everybody. Is it Jim Cramer's fault? We actually have the clip. I actually tweeted about this. I use coarse language. I don't cuss often. I felt like it was necessary. We'll play the clip right here. This is from Scott Melker. He tweeted it out.
To this, no, there won't be an ETF. But I do think that the people who are in it for that are going to use that as a chance to sell. But this thing is, you can't kill it.
You can't kill it. Stop.
And the late Charlie Munger, who was so
Say it's bad.
Brilliant on so many things, was blind to this. Now you could say, wait a second, maybe it's all going to come unraveled.
Yeah, it is going to come unraveled. Say it's going to come unraveled.
Negative words.
No, but look, I mean, it's a reality and it's a technological marvel.
No.
And I think people have to start recognizing
it's over.
That it's here to stay.
No, say it's here to leave.
Almost the whole time.
Yeah.
Now, that doesn't mean that every one of these is here to stay, but I do think that...
Say Bitcoin sucks.
This is a remarkable comeback that was unexpected, except for all the bulls who turned out to be right.
Gensler does a lot of jawboning.
And then he had to say the bulls were right. Okay, Jim. Thanks, Jim. I'm not going to say it out loud. I'll share my... That's all I had to say about it. That's all I got to say. That's all I got to say. So, cover the kid's eyes over there, Drew. All right. Yeah, couldn't he? Why did he have to open his mouth, everybody? All right, so we have BlackRock buying 2 days from now.
Yeah.
We have shorts, the longs getting liquidated. And then we have this Jim Cramer's fault. I think obviously, it's a combination of a lot of factors. I don't think we can say, here's the red herring, like a pup named Scooby-Doo. I like the idea it's all Jim Cramer's fault, though. Maybe we just run with that.
But the problem is he really did make it kind of hard because part of that interview, he's actually saying price is about to go down. He's saying that the approval will be a sell the news, which is what it's an opinion I share. So that made me less positive about my opinion on Bitcoin. But then he says, "Oh, it's not going to stop." So which is it really? Like he gave us actually both sides of it. We listened to the it's good part today, but the good news is going back up because when we get approved, he says it's going to sell off.
Well, he pops up. I think it's a 3 p.m. show, maybe 5 p.m. Maybe he'll come up and say, guys, Bitcoin crash. I was wrong. Rat poison. It's not a flight to quality. It's a flight to, cheap shot skis. You don't want this. You don't want this. As they say in Walk Hard, you don't want this, Dewey. You don't want this. But they say it makes everything better. You don't want this. It's the cheapest, best asset in the world. You don't want this. Well, it gives you financial freedom. You don't want it. That's probably what they want happening here. Say Bitcoin sucks. Yeah, please, Jim. Please, Jim. Jim Cramer effect. A lot of people have strong feelings on Jim Cramer. And you know what? Salute to you in Portugal. So thank you, the Nerd Conspiracy. What is a nerd conspiracy? Superconducting materials, 2023.
There we go.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That is a good one. All right. Yeah, I like all this. All right. Let's talk about SEC. Then we're going to look at the charts and maybe we'll check in on Tim's trades as well. I kind of wish I hadn't closed that long because I set up a second buy order for, it was for Cardano. I think I did 54.7 cents. And I swear to God, it hit like 54.8, 54.9. The market makers got me. And so, I wish I was still in a position right now. That's all I'm going to say. Why is Bitcoin dumping news? Ricardo. Go back. We just covered, I threw up the 4, threw up 3 potential reasons. We also have, there's this rumor ETF is denied. That's also kind of the 4th one. Let's talk about that before the charts. SEC still processing spot Bitcoin ETF paperwork as per this report right here. And James Seifert shared on media platform X, which you might call Twitter, details of the spot ETF that they're currently considering. Here's a view of the Cointucky Derby starting gate as of this morning. We're focused on these 11 spot Bitcoin ETF filers, expecting most of these to be filled over the next week. He added he is expecting SEC to approve some between the 8th and the 10th. Still looking at the potential approval orders in that January 8th and 10th window. When asked the question, I don't think it's in this article, when asked the question, what's the number? What's the over-under? Is it one of them's getting approved? Is it all of them getting approved? He said 8.5, so maybe 8 or 9. That's where he's coming in expecting 8 or 9 authorized participants to be approved there. Last week, Reuters reported that the SEC could approve some ETF applicants that met the Friday deadline for admitted filings as soon as Tuesday or Wednesday. Guys, I'm coming in on Wednesday of next week. CNBC reported Tuesday They can notify spot ETF issuers as soon as this week if they've been cleared to launch their ETFs. The actual deadline is the 10th for ARK Invest in 21. Many expect them to approve multiple ETFs once on or before that date. And then the 10th is the Wednesday. I just keep harping on it. Now, I'm not going to take credit. Eric Balchunas was the first one to say, he peeked his head above the sand. It was very unpopular. Back in October, people were hitting him. They were bashing him like a gopher. Get out of here with your stupid bullish news, man. It's not going to be that soon. June, March, Q3 24. He was saying, no, man, it will be January 10th. And they were lambasting him. They were basically, I was going to say, pissing on his head as he stuck his head out the hole. I don't know why I took it there, but yeah, I read his thesis and I was like, I'm agreeing with everything this guy is saying. So, I feel pretty good hitching my wagon to that horse.
I think we just pulled away the greatest quote of the show so far. Bashing them like a gopher.
Yeah, bashing them like a gopher.
I love it.
All right, fun fact about DZ. My first job ever was Chuck E. Cheese. Okay. Chuck E. Cheese's where a kid can be a kid. Yeah. Yes, I had to dress as the rat before you ask. Okay, yes, I had to do it. No, there aren't any pictures. They tried to make me a manager there. I'm like a 17-year-old snot-nosed kid. Like they're trying to like build me up. But yeah, work in the kitchen. I'll work in here. And they had me be a game technician. And so I had to play like the bashing gopher game every single day. Every single day I worked. It was like part of your protocol. You had to play every single game. Not the worst job in the world.
Listen, you learn new things about DZ every single day. That's another reason why you guys should be coming back every single day to watch the show. Bashing them like a gopher. I love it. I love it. There's a couple things that should be bashed like a gopher. Are we ready to jump into charts now?
I think we're ready to jump into charts. But first, Tim, first job, go. What was it?
My first job?
Farm.
Well, it depends on what. I mean, when I was little, I had like little things. But my first job, I actually worked a full-time job at 15 years old. And I did lawn care. So
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You're with your fair skin and fair complexion. I'm surprised, All right. Well, let's get into the charts. People want to know, are there trades to be made? Well, should we stick around on the sidelines and wait? Should we wait for BlackRock to buy it on Wednesday? Because that's when it'll be its lowest. Friday.
That it makes sense to say that we should have another dip and then buy then. But there's also the point. That's why I'm kind of saying do they have to tell us when they're buying? Because it could be that's what they want people to believe is hold off until Friday to buy, but the price is back up. Currently, I'm turning my $5 footlong into more stakes here. Bitcoin breaking out at the moment. And then one of the things I like to look at for breakouts is Bollinger Bands. You guys can see how constricted we got right in here. Of course, now we're breaking to the upside. I want to see with my others. Cardano's getting close to breaking the upside. Solana, I do believe, is getting close to it as well. So we might be about to explode here on my trades now. Cardano up, it just flashed below, but was in the three figures. $100 coming in. 50 on Solana, 38 on Bitcoin. I'm going to be eating good according to the metrics that we use.
Oh my God. Why did I get closed? Why did I close it in profit?
Yeah.
Why did I take guaranteed profit?
Yeah.
Because I could add more.
Let's look at a couple reasons why you should. Here's a couple things when you're trading. Use a lot of different things. Never use one indicator alone. I love it. Don't bash it like a gopher. That's not us. That's Kirby.
Kirby.
Yeah. So that'd be awesome if it was
got something he could suck.
Don't use one indicator, but I'll tell you right now. This when you see the MACD this low, when you see the RSI that low, always go back and take a look at what happens when you go. Look at these charts. Look at how low we got with RSI. Now, this is the 10-minute chart, so I'm not predicting that this means for the next 3 days there's nothing but the upside. 10-minute chart, we're talking about the next hour to 2 hours should be moving to the upside. But look at the history on this 10-minute chart. We don't go that low very often whatsoever. In fact, as I keep scrolling back, I just cannot find a time we went that low. What does that mean? That means this was a phenomenal overextended the downside opportunity. When you look also at the volume, this is another reason I felt very confident about entering along here today. And I'm on Solana right now, but you're going to see this no matter what we're at. Let's go back over to Bitcoin. When you see a spike in volume with those big candles and then an immediate, and now this wasn't an engulfing candle, but immediate spike back up, that communicates that finally somebody decided to buy and it increased. It gave us that bottom opportunity. That perfect right there at 40,600 here on Coinbase was a perfect time to buy. You wouldn't have known though until the pop back up. It's very hard to catch the exact bottoms or exact tops of explosive movements. But if you look for the signs, you look for the correct confirmation, you can still get good entry points. That's what I'm seeing there. I also noticed here I use Lux Algo. We had some good confirming signals. Even though we were in a strong sell order, we got that X right there tells us, hey, take profit on that short. The next candle over, we get a buy signal. We actually had a sell signal briefly on the 15-minute. We're back under a buy signal right now with this most recent candle. Once that closes, I'm sure we'll see these numbers the upside. I'm interested to see what that looks like. But we also saw when we come out here and we pull up another tool that Lux Algo has for us, and it's not popping up. I guess I got to add it because it didn't put it there. So come over here and go into the premium discount zones. It's actually pretty rare for the price action to hit the discount zone. Well, that's exactly what we did. There's a equilibrium zone, which is a middle point. There's a premium. When you hit the discount or the premium, rarely, it happens occasionally, but rarely does the price continue to go downside. There's at least a dead cat bounce coming into play there. So that's what I saw trigger this morning that made me feel pretty good about entering along, and that's paying off for me quite nicely at the moment. So levels that I'm looking at, though, let's take a look. Another reason why I'm pretty bullish about price go to the upside. What am I on now? Bitcoin. All right. Look at the liquidation levels, and you can't see the exact thing. So I got to zoom in and play with this again. There we go. You guys see it nicely. There is liquidations below us. There technically is some liquidations all the way down here at 38.4. I'll explain that here in just a second, why that's technically possible. Like maybe that's a dip we get to for Friday, although I don't think it's likely. And then there's more here about 34,000. I think we're waiting, though, for the more significant dip before we see that play out. But don't do this to me, Tim. Don't do this. All right, I got to refresh the page. Because I accidentally zoomed in. Did not mean to.
How dare you zoom in?
It's the worst thing.
How dare you zoom in? All right, yeah, we're looking at the heat map. Okay.
Yeah. So the heavy liquidations came in right down here at 40,800. The next heavy level is going to be back up here above 46, pushing above 47,000. Actually, we came down and cleared this a lot. Now, again, Bitcoin has some liquidations down here, but when you come back out here and you check on another chart, which I got to scroll over here, so stick with me. Let's check out Cardano, for example. Been following this a lot. We pretty much cleared everything out. Look at this liquidation chart. Everything right down here to about 54, 53-ish is where we had heavy liquidations. We cleared all of it. The little bit you see right in here is where those people who have been taking longs in this opportunity are coming into play. But look up above us. We're looking back towards 65, even up towards 70 cents coming for Cardano. Let's take a look at Solana again and kind of see what it's doing. I got to type this one in. I don't want to scroll all the way. You're going to see we just cleared out all the significant liquidations below us. Here on the 7-day, there's nothing below us. The big stuff actually comes back up closer towards 120. I think we could make a pretty impressive push. But some of you might also be wondering, oh, look at that. Bitcoin over 43,100 now. Some of you might be wondering, hey, what was another significant reason why this was a good reversal? Why do we go this low? That has to do with the Bitcoin liquidation chart. Let's come out here to the 4-hour chart so you can see it better. Yes, we still have a CME gap a little bit below us. Let's pull down Bollinger Bands, get rid of oscillators. But we just formed back here on the the first, really, because we closed here on the 29th. On the 1st of January, we opened this massive CME gap. And yes, we went a little bit below it, but that was filled today. And with the CME kind of flirting, at the moment, it's lagging behind. So it's got to catch up information. But for the most part, it stays about $500 to $1,000 over the normal price. Right now, it's behind it because it's sitting at 42,700, while the price of Bitcoin is at 43,300. That's pretty crazy. This allowed us, this dip down to 40,600 allowed us to fill this gap. The question is going to be, do we fill this one, 39,200? This is the next gap, the one we set all the way back here early in December. And when we come back over that liquidation chart, that's where you start to say, hey, maybe. If we're going to make a further dip to the downside, again, remember, $500 to $1,000 lower.
Go up the charts?
We are in the charts. We're doing charts.
The chart?
This is where that would come in. If we hit, what? I know, we just talked
about
it.
He just said it.
We're talking
he
about
just said it. We just hit 43,100.
We did. We are definitely rallying now. We're at 43,351, but I'm trying to show them liquidations. Again, if the CME gap is sitting down at about 42.2, that would probably drop the price of Bitcoin below 39,200. Sorry, 39,200. That would probably drop the price down here closer to 38,200, which would fill that liquidity right there. So that's kind of in my idea, the worst case scenario here for Bitcoin. But what I'm seeing right now is really a fake out that dropped us down very quickly. There was just no one to buy this morning. Reality is we probably should have only come down closer to this $43,000 level. We're making our pump back to the upside. Even on these larger time frames, we're low here with our oscillators. I like the move further to the upside. Worst case scenario, though, to me, 38,000 is about the bottom before the real rally starts again.
Man, I actually, if you pull up my chart real quick, you can see on the horizontal axis here, just that's where it wicked to just minutes ago, right? Now, this is just minutes. If we hit on the 1 minute chart, you can see, oh, wow, look at that. But if we go right here, look where it wicked to. A lot of action. There's a lot of action on this level. You see some action there. You see some action there. You see some action there. You keep going. You see some action there. Just be careful. There's going to be a lot of battling. And so all I'm just going to say is it's going to be harder to predict. Okay. Look at it. You got 100 people. All right. No, you got 2 warriors. All right. You look and you see one warrior here and you see one warrior there. All right. It's kind of easy to determine the winner. But then if you zoom out and there's 100,000 people here and 100,000 people there, I can't see. I can't see the individuals. So as we get into this more of a higher volume area, there's just going to be more battlers out there. So it's going to be harder to determine. It's a clear move to the upside, clear move to the downside. I'm going to be on the sidelines and I'm going to keep licking my wounds about closing that Cardano long too early this morning.
The last thing I'll say again, for everyone, go back on any coin you want to look at it though. Don't discredit the fact that look at those oscillators, how low we went with all those lower time frames, 15 minute, 10 minute. Those don't happen often. The last time we saw a volume spike the way this one is spiking, the last time we saw the RSI go as low as it went, the last time we saw the MACD go as low as it went, you're seeing only bottoms marked right there. And eventually prices go back down. But I'm not going to be surprised, DZ, to shoot all the way back up above 45,000 before this rally again and kind of have a decision point at that point. But even right now, we're rallying right now. We're spiking up. Lower time frames are not anywhere close to showing us bearish divergence. I'm talking about the 10 minute, 15 minute. We have a ways to go even on the oscillators on those low time frames before we see bearish divergence. Then you start talking about, well, that momentum shifts up into the higher ones like the 1 hour and the 4 hour. Those ones are just getting started right now. When you look at, again, the last thing I'll show, and we'll move on, Bollinger Bands, these time frames, 10 minute breaking out to the upside, 15 minute, still getting to a place of constriction, but we're low. You're starting to see it start to reverse back to the upside. To me, I think watch for definitely a breakout above this 4 hour. I think things could get interesting when we meet the 20 hourly SMA. That's probably my level of saying, hey, maybe take some profit and wait to see what the next move looks like.
All right. People closing these trades in profit, and we just love seeing that. Make sure you do close a trade in profit. I'm kind of joking. Oh, I wish I kept it open longer, but you don't go broke taking profits, and you never will. We have all the way in you. Hey, Coke in you. There's a new player in the field now. It's balls it's on you, not in you, not like pushing it in. Why did I act that out? Let's talk about Michael Saylor, everybody. Michael Saylor, is he selling all his Bitcoin? No, he's probably going to try to buy some more because he's selling stock options. He sold $216 million worth of stock options, and he's going to use the proceedings to address personal obligations and, of course, buy more Bitcoin to his personal account. Do you think there's a level of, all right, so Michael Saylor, MicroStrategy, is the owner of tons of Bitcoin. We're encroaching on 1% of the entire supply. Do you think he has FOMO? He looks at his personal portfolio and he looks at MicroStrategy portfolio and he's like, I'm nothing compared to that. Or does he look at MicroStrategy as like, hey, this kind of own it, right?
I think that when he looks at Bitcoin, I don't think he looks at any chart lower than this weekly chart.
Okay.
This is all he looks at. He just looks here and he says, oh, look, we're still lower than the previous all-time high. It's a good time to buy.
All right. Well, speaking of looks, we look at the comments in the videos, everybody, and we've been doing a giveaway. Are we doing their giveaway every Friday? We do $500 skill-based trading giveaway, right, with Blofin. Use our link. You got to use our link so we could check the UID, I think is the number. But then we also give away, are we doing 100 every day now?
Is that what we're doing 100
That's
every
what
day?
I heard. Is that
Holy cow.
Wow. Okay, so
Nick,
all you got to do is,
we're doing
Nick, you know the
$100
details
every day?
here. Is it 100? That just sounds too good to be true.
Dollars? I don't think that mic's on.
Not Bitcoin. Not Bitcoin. That would be cool, though. It's a fork. Okay.
No, it's 500 a week at the end of the week. I know TJ said something about 100. We gotta clarify this.
Cardano?
No, we'll figure that out. Yeah, we're giving away money every single day. All you got to do is comment, like, just leave leave a little message.
Yeah,
We're going to
yeah.
message you back now. Hannah's gone. Hannah's the one that's actually in charge of messaging the people. I was going to ask her a question. How does she do it? Wait, is she over there? I got TVs and stuff and
There's
lights.
a lot of stuff blocking
What
us
is
to
the
that,
mechanism in which you reach out to people? Okay, so you'll get a message from Hannah at hitnetwork.com. Hannah with 2 H's. Hannah in the beginning, H in the beginning and the end. So just be careful out
I
there.
think we're also giving away some of the Caspa that we mine too.
You're going to give away some of that hard-earned Caspa. You're early on Caspa mining. You're just making Caspa, raining from the sky.
Just printing money downstairs. There's just money shooting
All
out
right, so
of
we're
it.
going to be doing some Caspa giveaways as well. Can I win that? Because I don't have any Caspa yet.
You can.
Today was supposed to say no, man. I'm not
No,
gonna
you
win it.
cannot. Only people who comment on the video can.
Okay, all right.
The
Well,
next level up is locks of Nick's hair. That's the next one.
Not from the top of his head.
No.
All right, everybody, we're gonna. I want to show
From
you
my
this.
chest.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. I want to show you this video. Make sure you watch. I've been teasing this. I've been teasing it for about a week and a half. I'm going to reveal, the 2024 strategy that I'm taking, the coins that I've taken. I kind of made a couple purchases yesterday. So make sure you watch last night's video. It's pretty good alpha in there, if I do say so myself. Speaking of pretty good predictions here for 2024, we have a date from the Bernstein Bears. I like that, right? It's Bernstein. 80,000 on this date and 150,000 Bitcoin on this date. What are these dates? All right, so first one, it is 2024. Don't worry. So Bitcoin may close 24 at 80,000. They're expecting a new all-time high, but then 150. When do we hit 150? 150 is going to be the cycle high for 2025. If I had to predict a cycle high month, so we had December 17, November 21. Not much of a stretch to assume October 25. I think October is baked in. So DZ comes in. September 25 is my all-time high month. What's your all-time high month?
I'm going to come in either August, September-ish.
Okay, so you're going to prices
October.
right me. You're going to prices right me, you SOB.
I
That's
just had
fine.
that opinion.
That's fine.
leading into the show.
You prices righted me. Drew, what's your all-time high month for Bitcoin?
I think we're gonna trick a lot of people and top out early at around April or May.
Wow. Okay, so it's going to be similar to 21 without the second half rally. Chat, what is the month and year? We're assuming 2025, probably most of you. What is the month you expect Bitcoin to hit its all-time high? I like Drew coming in with the non-consensus answer there, saying, it's just going to be the first half. It's going to be a sell in May, walk away situation.
I have a reason. It had the price spike on Bitcoin's the earliest and highest velocity it's had ever.
So, here's one thing to think about, though, and I've mentioned this before. Go to my screen here real quickly. I'm on the weekly chart, so this will help it out. There's almost always a peak in that March, April, May area before the top of the bull market. So, of course, we had the 60,000 here in March, April, May of 21, but then we went a little bit higher. Let's go back to the previous market before that. A peak here to new highs. After saying a new high, we peaked out here. It actually happened in June, but then we had a nice 40%, 35% pullback, and then the actual high came in December. You come back to the market before that, a peak in April that hit a new high, rallied up to a new high, came back down, pulled back down pretty significantly, I think 40-something%, and then it officially set its high here. You actually see when you're looking at the 4-year cycle, there's a premature top in that quarter 2, early quarter 3 zone.
Get your mind out of the gutter, chat. I know what you're thinking.
I think it's just you, DC. There, you had that premature top that comes in right there in that area, and then you dip back down, making everyone think that the bull market's over, only to explode to brand new levels up to the upside, closer to quarter 4. Of course, that timetable keeps moving back. One time we have a January top, and then we have a December top. This most recent one with a November top. So the October, September area, I think I was early with August. Sorry, I'll switch to October, November is my top months.
Okay, chat, was I the only one who thought something, not PG there? I don't think I was the only one. Let me know. All right. We also have some
thinking.
We have the thing that I think is going to make Bitcoin price move up more than anything, immutable law of supply and demand. And what affects supply and demand more than anything? Sure, there's tons of things. There's a Elon tweet can do it. JP Morgan BlackRock move can do it, or presidential candidate can do it. There's one thing that is baked in, and I think it is the strongest indicator of why we see cycle tops That, of course, is the Bitcoin halving. It's happening in April. We got a little insight here. Bitcoin on the Bitcoin miners and what they're going to do. Bitcoin miners gearing up for 2024 halving, emphasizing efficiency and the price surge. I think efficiency is going to be a key word for 2024. I think once we get those subsidies cut in half, when we go from 6.25 Bitcoin to 3.125, that's probably going to be in April. It's going to be a lot of people cutting off their machines, and I expect that to maybe be more than what we've seen in the previous cycle tops. I think in 2016 we had the halving. We had 2020 we had a halving. I think in 2020 you were betting on, oh my God, explosive top. I don't even mind that I'm losing money mining Bitcoin for 2 months. Or 2016, I think we had the same situation. I don't mind that I'm losing money because the upside ability is just so great. I don't mind that I'm losing money for 2 months. I'm just betting so hard. And I think that we're seeing diminishing returns. People might be less inclined to lose money for 2 months. You know, that's my bold prediction right there. We also have another mining story right here. Or I'm sorry, another bullish indicator. We could get Fed cut rates. So 18 giant banks predicting when the Fed will start cutting rates and what the total rate will be. So let's do a little big breakdown. Bank of America, first discount is going to be in March. Barclays is June, May, July, June, March, June, March, June, March, June, July, May, March, June.
Love it.
I'm hearing a lot of June. I'm seeing a little above June. I'm a little bit below June. Some Aprils. It looks like June. So maybe get some cuts.
This was obvious last year. The Bank of Japan already planned this. American Federal Reserve moves in concert with their top trade partners. It's what happens.
Right now, the CME futures watch tool is saying 68% chance we get a rate cut in March.
Okay, so I'm coming in Q1. I'm a Q1 guy.
Yeah.
So that would be March. Probably going to be March here. Discover Crypto. I know where we're mixing up the details. You can comment every single day. We choose a winner every Friday. That's where I got my language mixed up. Comment. You can comment every day. We're going to pull it randomly from a random video, random comment, and then you'll get an email.
That just clarify. That means there's two different giveaways. There's a trading giveaway where
skill-based and luck-based.
Whoever has the highest percentage, even if you trade with $10 or you trade with $1 million.
Yeah, it's percentage based.
Percentage winner gets to $500 of Cardano, right? Or Cardano, and then a $100 giveaway.
We'll probably keep switching
Tether. 500 is Tether.
Yeah. We're going to keep switching it. Yeah, the Cardano thing was just an additional giveaway that we did on top of that. Let's see. Don't care for Kramer too much. Inverse 6 out of 6 hit right here. Good morning to you, Crank. I hope that trucker crank is working well. All right. SEC schedules meetings today with New York Stock Exchange, NASDAQ, and SIBO to finalize comments on the spot ETFs. Fox Business just reported. Thank you for the breaking news there. And folks, if you like the breaking news, you like what we're doing every day, and you like all the content we're putting out, please hit that like. Maybe make sure you're subscribed. It really does us a big solid.
What are the likes at? We're at over 1,400 viewers right now. So shout out to everyone watching. What are the likes at, Drew?
350. 350.
That is
350.
A horrible ratio.
Yeah.
All right. Are we ready? All right. So we got all these likes. Now let's agitate.
We need to be at 500.
Let's shake. Let's kick the hornet's nest. And what is a more polarizing figure? The Orange Man Trump has a bold prediction. That's right. I'm getting you stirred up, baby. You're getting heated, whether for the good or the bad. Donald Trump predicts market turmoil if he loses the presidential election. And breaking news, I think everybody who is running for president will probably say something similar there. So he's predicting a potential stock market crash that is worse than 1929. It'll draw parallels to the Great Depression if he doesn't win. So he's warning the dangers of if he loses the election. We also got some other political stuff here. That was just to lead us into this. And folks, do you want a video? I almost said, do you want a video on the politicians' trades for 2023? Should we devote a little time and effort to exposing politicians, or is it old news? Chat, what do you think? Let us know. I'm honestly going to read your comments right here, right now, and I'm going to determine whether or not I work on it today, because part of me is just so pissed, and then part of me is just like, well, it's 2023, and I'm afraid people just aren't going to care.
Yeah.
And, I don't know, though.
Hannah, put a poll up there. Do people want to see a video about politicians trading portfolio?
Oh, we're going to expose it. I'm going to look at their trades. I've already kind of, formulated what we're going to do. We're going to see who's profitable, who's hot, who's not, and maybe even check some recent trades. Let's copy trade Nancy Pelosi. Let's copy trade Dan Crenshaw. Let's do some of those, and maybe try to be fair about it too as well. Maybe some of these stock, maybe they just bought Apple at the right time and they had a lot of Apple. Maybe they just got lucky. Maybe they're being added to these lists. Yeah. They're like, I'm not in the club. I actually don't have inside information. I just bought Apple, guys. Or, I just bought NVIDIA. I knew it was good. They're like, no, you're crooked. And they're like, I don't know. But there's definitely, I lean towards 100% there's some corruption. 100% there's some insider trading. I don't want to lump everybody though. So, I do want to be fair on that. Expose. We were saying expose. No, not myself. No, the politicians. Like Pelosi's husband. I'm sorry. Why did I do it? All right. All right. Back to Unusual Whales post here. Just released the full report on politicians trading in 2023. Like every year since 2020. Imagine that. U.S. politicians beat the market. And if anyone who knows, it is very, very difficult to beat like just the S&P 500 mutual fund. Out of 10 asset managers, one might. The other 9 after fees, they bleed you. They'll say, oh, our picks beat the returns by 4%. And you're like, well, I paid 5% in fees.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. So I could have just bought an index fund.
They get 95% of the coin flips right.
I like those odds.
Yeah.
I like those odds a whole lot. Yeah. And many in Congress made unusually timed trades, resulting in huge gains. Here are the top performers: Brian Higgins, Mark Green, Garrett Graves, David Rouser. Let's just scroll through. Nancy Pelosi, she comes in. She's a top 10 winner. So we got Nancy Pelosi on there. I'm looking. I'm not seeing Dan Crenshaw. Dan Crenshaw beat Pelosi last year. Now he fell below. SPY, the SPY did 24%, and then a couple coming in below. I wouldn't worry about these people coming in below. Hey, that's my local politician in Drew's as well. MTG is my politician. What's funny, I moved from Dan Crenshaw's district to MTG's district. I'm just going to like all the volatile, the people that get people riled up. Next, I'm moving to San Francisco. I'm gonna go live in Pelosi's district because why not?
Yeah.
Because why not? All right. And then after that, Fetterman. All right. No, that I know, Senator. All right. All right. So here's what we're working with. That. All right. Chat. Is Congress corrupt?
Did you just call chat fat?
Fact.
Man, we are
Bears
going through
beats Battlestar Galactica.
A rotational shift of who's running board today. I think that's the 5th person running board.
What?
Man, we are deep.
We're deep in the roster, everybody. Yeah. All right. So behind the curtain, this is going to be this is what you might see. All right. Yeah. I want a piece. Yeah. What are they doing? All right. Taxers. All right. So yeah. All right. I guess I'll work on the video, folks. I don't know if I can get it. I'll try to get it out this week. We're combining the data, collecting on corporate lobbying, congressional stock trading, and proposed legislation so you can track what's going on. And here we have a breakdown of the bills and the publicly traded companies lobbying them, and then the relevant trade. So I got a lot of research to do. So give me some time on this one because I want to make sure I do this one right. Let's expose what they're doing. And speaking of exposing, I'm not going to say his last name. Let's not get deboosted or anything. But we got the whole Jeffrey list about to released. A lot of people are up in arms. Oh, I know who Jane Doe is. I know who John Doe is. I think not much new information though was released. Right there's already a list of flight logs. So. I don't know. Andrew's in it. Is he in it? He's maybe in the redacted stuff. Is Slick Willie guilty? We don't know. I would say it is what it looks like. I just keep saying that. It's exactly what it looks like, though, right?
Yeah, but there's nothing it's not like the list will have anything to do with actually incriminating anybody. Like that we'll just know, and those people's public lives will be pretty much ruined. But I don't think we're going to see prison time on this list alone for anybody.
No. Now they will kick down your door if you have a $600 Venmo transaction. Yeah. But yeah, we won't know who's on the list. Did you see
the thing that Kelly posted this? Did you see that now the IRS is trying to pass a bill or did pass a bill? I can't remember which one. I reposted it on X. But any transaction, if you're sent 10, is that what we're about to go over?
Act like you're setting me up here.
All right, good. Because it's literally any transaction. So, DC, I send you $10,000. You have to.
Oh, I need your social security number.
Yeah,
literally. I literally need your SSN. And if you want to give me your mother's maiden name, the dog that you had growing up, the street you grew up on,
right,
and the first car you drove, that's just additional. Yeah, it'll just help. It'll just help. Well,
C90 saying it went into effect January 1st. Okay, so it is past tense. Yeah, this is pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, so it is effect now require reporting of transactions over $10,000. New mandate for crypto transactions over 10K sparks concerns and legal challenge from Coin Center. This is definitely going to get taken to the courts, probably going to have to get decided by the Supreme Court. We'll see how hard they want to fight this. Do they want to stop at the federal level? Do they want to take it all the way to the top there? I'm sorry, on the smaller levels there.
Kelly is saying, found out that the bill is for businesses, not individuals. That still stupid, but that does help a little bit. But did that say it here in the article?
No, because they say anyone who receives.
Yeah,
so this is the fog of war. This is very new. So, all right. So they're saying it's anyone who receives, but we have breaking news from Kelly. He's in the weeds, saying it might only be business entities who receive at least 10K in cryptocurrency. But what if you create a little LLC and do a NFT mint and it's free, right? You're giving it away for free. And there's a lot of free NFTs that end up being worth millions. CryptoPunks, free to claim. I think maybe it was like some nominal fee of something.
Well, DZ, have you looked at the Corporate Transparency Act at all?
I have not.
So the TLDR...
Neither did Congress.
The TLDR, pretty much every single LLC has to completely dox themselves.
Okay.
Completely dox themselves.
Now, what about those shell corporations that, like Chinese entities pay into that pay, politicians?
I'm sure they will somehow get around it.
They will somehow get around. Oh, no, this one's incorporated in the Bahamas, because, that's always a good sign. It was all there. Well, the website states the relevant rules applies to cash transactions. All right. So we already do have one for 10K in business and trade. Does not explicitly mention crypto under its definition of cash. But this is under the Investment and Jobs Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act. Meanwhile, conversely, it will actually hurt infrastructure, investment, and jobs. And they act like we don't know what they're doing. All right. What else do we got here? Dollars decline. Yes, it seems like dollars decline is going to be a big trend for 2024, which is a good trend for Bitcoin's price, but it's a bad trend when you're trying to buy milk and cereal for hungry kids. So, take that with a grain of salt there. Well, the BRICS alliance, Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, set to expand significantly 2024 in the anticipated 16th summit. This is all the way in October. It's going to be a pretty pivotal moment for the BRICS nations involved. It could witness the induction of approximately 25 new member countries, signaling a major shift in the global economic dynamics. Gulfstream, it's for whatever reasons, they're uncomfortable with working with America in any kind of long-term way. So I wonder why that has happened. It's all there. All right, Tether's doing great. Thought to be owned by Tether Wallet has gained $1.3 billion in Bitcoin profits, now the 10th largest Bitcoin address. Is Tether going to be worth like as much as Apple one day? And I'm not talking about what they have in reserves. I'm talking about, excess funds.
I think a lot of these top cryptos, including
I don't know why we're just
Tether,
zooming in on that. That's my fault.
Just zoom in on them.
I think we're going to see a lot of cryptos be the top grossing funds in the world. Like
Tim, is this your dad?
Not that I recall. But
no,
maybe I would
it's
lie
just
to.
skin tone and hair color, probably.
But he has no beard,
and he doesn't have the widow's peak either. So not even close.
Yeah,
he just looks like he can deadlift a lot. So that's probably why I said that.
Profile.
It looks like he was on the football team in high school, right?
Odds are. Yeah.
Odds are. Yeah, probably. All right. Let's see here. Ethereum, Chainlink, ARB among the top 5 altcoins this year, according to Michael Vandepop. All right. So ETH. We're not talking about gains. We're just talking about strong projects. ETH definitely belongs on the list here. So we're going to see a lot of money flowing from Bitcoin to Ethereum. I think we'll also see a lot of money, maybe not a lot. We'll see some money flow from Solana into Ethereum as well. I believe so. Next up, we have ARB. I talked about ARB and why I like ARB over OP in this video. So if you want to check that out, make sure you go ahead and check that out. I explain my thinking in that one. Next up, we have OP. Well, I'll explain why I would rather put my funds that would go to OP into ARB instead. And then we also have Chainlink. We know I love Chainlink. I'm going to work up to 4 Chainlink by the end of the year. And then he has SWI. If only he told you to buy SWI a month ago, like DZ did.
Yeah.
And he says SWI has the potential to be an Avalanche, a Phantom, or Matic in 2021. Time of writing, it's 86 cents. All right, I would say 5 pretty good picks there. We have Coinbase's real-world asset platform regulated in Abu Dhabi. Seeing a lot of rumblings about Base and all the money Base is going to print. Makes me bullish for coin stock. I would say that. I would, maybe there's a little bit of a fire sale happening this week. Maybe something to keep an eye on. I took some coin profit, but I still held some. I didn't sell all my coin. I took coin profit there. I think I sold half. Key market indicator points to some ETH targets as well. 3,800, 5,100 as the next key price targets. We got Timbo Slice. You slice through the markets. I mean, could you pull up maybe a Fibonacci on ETH? They're saying 38,300. I don't know. I mean, if we're at 2,400, that's like pretty close to a 50% pump, 36. I don't know. I mean, what are they saying about 38? Is 38 a key level? What's your key levels you're looking at?
38 is going to put us in a macro platinum pocket, depending on what you're looking at here. What I have for Ethereum, again, before this big blue candle came in here, I was looking at, we were in a channel that the top of the golden pocket around 2,700 was an interesting zone. Again, I don't think, I could be wrong, I don't think Bitcoin's going to get much above 53,000. There's a nice gap in macro volume, the fixed range volume profile. And I just don't see at this point the altcoins continuing to drastically outpace Bitcoin, especially on this dip, since we saw them drastically fall in comparison to Bitcoin, and Bitcoin regained some dominance there. I think we are seeing a move to the upside coming, but I think the altcoins, they're not going to have the same punch that they had before. 3,800 for Ethereum. Let's go out to the weekly chart, go a little further out here. 3,800 for Ethereum would be coming, well, above where our high was back here in April 2022. You said 3,800 is what the people are saying, right?
Yeah, 38.3.
There's not a fib level that I'm seeing right there. Now, unless they're doing some sort of Fibonacci extension, I'd have to sit here and play with it. When I'm looking at the top of the bull market back in 2021, down to the bottom of the wick here, I think the only thing you could make an argument maybe they're saying here, let's zoom out, and did they just go, candle body closes on the weekly chart? That would give us a platinum pocket at still 3,800. There's not really giving me that level. So I don't, Fibonacci-wise, I don't know where they're getting that.
All right. Well, it'll be key. What's a major sell? Yeah, there'll be sell pressure 24, 25, at 3. Is there any, what's a more realistic upside target that you can see some resistance?
Yeah, I said 2,700 looks interesting. Let's take a look at fixed range volume for Ethereum here as well. A lot of volume in here. Yeah, so you got a little peak here at the bottom at 26, give or take. If you jump up above 27.8, right here, 2,800, 2,900, give or take, is another gap in the volume. That could be an interesting level. What they might be saying, we have 3,700 is the value area high of this fixed range volume profile. I don't see that happening. That would be quite the jump for Ethereum. We'd have to have, I know there's some bullish stuff coming here, and I am very bullish on it long term, but a 66% pump before we get some form of a significant pullback. And I think I mentioned this earlier, but remember, guys, the reason I'm still pretty positive we're going to get some sort of a pullback, we've never had a bull market where we didn't pull back at least 40% at one point. Before
I know, man. I know. It hasn't happened yet, man. So, is this the moment? I'm coming in 33%. I don't think we'll hit 40%. I think we'll come in maybe slightly reduced.
More
maybe
than 10%, though. We've
more than
10%.
Dips. Yeah, good point there. Yeah, more than 20. Yeah. So everybody's expecting it to happen. So that might be the one reason we don't see it happen. This article actually reveals why I like ARB over OP. ARB was the first L2 to surpass $10 billion in TVL. My very short and simple thesis why I like ARB for L2s. The whales are choosing it, and here's the proof that the whales are choosing it. And I'm saying the whales sometimes have the ability to pick winners. That's a bad thing, sure. It is. I would say it's a pretty factual statement.
Is that since the beginning of ARB, 10 billion in TVL?
No, it's been moving up. It's been moving up. It was 8 billion not that long ago, and part of it is going to be the underlying assets are increasing in price. BJ, I actually did the math on assuming roughly 60%. Well, now I have to redo it because the price crashed. Assuming 60% of Cardano's staked natively, which is roughly about the average, 2/3 ish, maybe up to 3/4. So 2/3 of people staking their Cardano natively. Which you have a pool. You want to throw out the name real quick?
NES pool.
NES pool. If we were to do the math on that, I think it was 14 billion in TVL, natively staking.
Yeah, currently the total staked currently from pooltool.io is 22.76 billion out of the 35.1 billion.
Yeah, and I did 23 billion times 60 cents.
Yeah, so you're at 64.92%.
64%. So even higher. All right. Let's hackers attacked a DeFi platform. It was Radiant Capital. They were hacked. So if you're in Radiant Capital, you had some exposure, go check that out, everybody. We're not going to break it down. Not too many probably in it. Crypto AI tokens, Render, GRT, soar as Bitcoin breaks. All right. When it comes to AI, you know, I have some AGIX. I'm staking it. I think the opportunity might be in the micro caps, kind of like DeSci. It's reminded me, we might do a video, it might be too degen, AI coins under $20 million market cap, some as low as 1 million. Is that too degen, Tim? Or should we share that information with the viewers?
It's pretty degen, but ultimately, these are the types of opportunities where you don't throw a lot of money at it, obviously. But these are the opportunities. Like, you hear about those people who invested in a project with like $100 and now they're multimillionaires. Well, you don't do that with a
BJ
coin that's
with
already
his dog with hat.
Yeah, you don't do that with a project that already has a $10 billion market cap. You do it with ones that are stupid low, and your chances of losing your entire investment are decently high. But if you do pop off, you could literally turn that $50, $100 into a lot of money.
Well, here's why I might do it. I'm leaning towards doing it, folks. I got a lot of videos to work on this week, but the reason I kind of feel comfortable sharing 5 micro caps, say you put $100 in 5 of them, I expect 3 or 4 to go to essentially 0. I expect that, but I expect if there's a winner to do much more than a 5x. Then you have a non-linear upside. So I lose 100% of 4. All right, so of my $1, I've lost 80 cents. But then my 20 cents, I just need it to turn into more than $1, aka more than a 5x. And these are the type of gems where you might get a 50x, 100x. And I'm not saying it's likely. This is the easier way to get 100x is like a sub $20 million market cap versus a $20 billion market cap. In fact, it's probably impossible to get 100x with a $20 billion market cap, at least now. So I think I'm talking myself into it. I might go ahead. It's going to be some research, and we're going to be like, warning, they're probably all going to crash. But we got to make something for the degens. The degens need something too. You don't want to just buy Bitcoin and hold it like an idiot, as Crypto Face says. All right. We do have some other good chains we've been looking at. Osmosis hit $1 billion in monthly volume as interest in Cosmos surges. They've been talking about this one in the basement a lot. BJ, you have any Osmo?
I do not.
Or have you heard them talking about it? They seem pretty bullish down there, right?
Yeah. I just troll them about the difference between osmosis and diffusion, but that's a different discussion.
Yeah, BJ turns it into like some scientific paper. They're like, I just want to know what coin goes up. And he's like, well, technically, my favorite Japanese researcher, what's his name?
Shinya Yamanaka.
Yeah, you haven't read the latest Yamanaka report? Come on, guys.
What an idiot.
Idiots. So he's surrounded by idiots down there is probably how he feels. That's also how you feel when you're surrounded by people who aren't in crypto. And you're like, yeah, Bitcoin's awesome, right? And they're like, yeah, I don't know, man. It's like fake money, right? And you're like, no, your money's fake.
Damn you, Nixon.
But I'll tell you what's not fake. The Say call that we made, folks, Say Network emerged. Why is Say pumping? They probably have the best chain/meme coin name. Is there anything better for a chain name, Say, to have a Say-in token? That's about as good as it gets, folks.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
That is pretty damn good. I'm not even kidding. The second I saw Say-in, I was like, oh, that's a killer name that's going to do well. It was from this article. Unfortunately, I'm not like deep in the Say micro cap ecosystem, hunting the telegrams, looking for the 17 holder coin. I haven't gone that deep yet. But Saiyan, congrats if you guys got in on Saiyan. So Saiyan's pumping there. Meme coins will lift a whole ecosystem. Jupiter targets the Jupe airdrop for the end of January. So if you've been trading on this, I don't think I qualified. I've done some phantom trades, phantom swaps, and you just choose, whatever exchange. I typically, if I'm typing in an exchange, I'll type in Radium. So I missed out on the Jupiter airdrop. Probably. I don't think I've like traded in and out of Bonk. That's about it. Oh, Rollbit as well. Helium, $20 plan, SIM-free service to earn $50 a week in mobile coins. So not only provides, I always like that. What was the show? Connectivity problems. I think it's Parks and
Rec.
Yeah. It says connectivity problems, connectivity, but also rewards users generously $50 a week in mobile tokens. This is the definition of sell pressure. I'd be careful with buying mobile for a long-term play I know there's not that many phones. To me, that just screams sell pressure. So, just something to think about. ATMs plummet, marking historic loss. That's unfortunate too. So the elites, they hate these crypto ATMs. They hate Bitcoin ATMs. I think it's part of a larger agenda, just to, lean on big corporations. It's one thing at the local stab and grab gas station where you're like, you feel like you got, you know what I'm talking about, man. Everybody's got a local stab and grab. When you feel like when the door opens, you need to like look over your shoulder to make sure it's not a setup. There's like glass bowls everywhere, like weird pills that that seems inappropriate for children to lay their eyes on. Those type of places are the places with the crypto ATMs. Probably not going to stop them, but you bet your bottom dollar they're leaning on the Walgreens. Well, what else do we got? We got 7-Elevens.
Oh, yeah.
Handies. I would like to see Buc-ee's. Buck the trend.
Ooh.
Let's get some Bitcoin ATMs and some
It's
Buc-ee's.
pronounced Boochies.
Like Tarjay.
Boosies.
We say blockchain basement, better place for the degen picks. Probably, but sometimes, maybe we'll front run. Ooh, that's a good idea. We can front run the video in the basement. And so, let the degens get a little taste first.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll just put it on the main channel. We don't know. All right. What are we at? Q&A. What's the Discord wins real quick? I don't even know what that is.
The Discord wins. I know in Discord, if you guys are in the BitLab Discord, the members, so many things going on.
Oh, the wins, like all the trading wins.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No, we've had some people crushing it in there.
Yeah, we have. Where do they be posting in here, though? I don't know. I know that, like I said, if you guys want to go and join the BitLab and get in here, some great stuff going on. You got a lot of great minds putting stuff in here. Josh puts his stuff in here. DZ puts his stuff in here. One of the guys that's he absolutely crushes it is, where's his name? I think it's Joe. Is it Johan? Jahan Dalton. Jahan Dalton, great trader. I now have my own channel. Make sure you guys are checking out my channel. I've been posting for members only. I've been posting some of my thoughts about how price is moving and some trades that I'm looking at. And they've been pretty good so far. So go ahead and check those out.
Man,
Dalton.
Dalton's good. Dalton's good. I'm not just talking about a Roadhouse character. I did say I was going to talk about Roadhouse multiple times this week. All right, bucket list complete there. Yeah, Dalton, yeah. I mean, don't even go in there to look at DZ's sandwich trades. Although I got a pretty good green streak on stream. I kind of wanted to get in a trade today, but I want to keep the streak alive. Because I know some of you are trading with higher leverage and larger amounts. I'm getting my legs under me before I start getting into triple and quadruple digit trades. So, I want to keep it in the green and because I want you to make more money.
Crypto Craig said, I just accepted your friend request, Tim. I don't believe that I have sent any requests out there. So that is not me. But Crypto Craig, you are cool. So I should send you a friend request. But just so you know, I have not yet. So don't accept that
BJ has a question. BJ, are you in anything besides Cardano and Solana meme coins?
That's a good question.
Do alts on Cardano count?
Okay, a bunch of native Cardano assets.
Yeah,
We're both in some native assets there. I think is it Tap Tools is the good tool.
Yeah, I was pondering looking at eGold again, which is what Metaverse X,
Multiverse.
Yeah, it's just that was one that it sparked my interest that I was kind of pondering looking at again.
No effing way. Snake is the second highest market cap.
Yes.
Oh my God. All right, so we're looking at Cardano native assets. These are assets you buy with Cardano. Fun story about Snake. The coin is 20 hours old or something like that. It just launched the night before.
Yeah, we all bought it.
Us in here. And, so I actually bought some Snake and I was like, you know what? I'm going to go throw it in the liquidity pool. I was 10% of the liquidity pool day 2. The very next day, I was less than 1%. So I just went ahead and I just pulled it all off. I think I lost Snake and gained Cardano because it had gone up in price. That's how non-permanent loss works. But, the assets had gone. So I was up in fiat value, you know what I mean? But actually doing that, peeled some Snake from me, added some Cardano for me. And we took some profits, but we've been riding this high. In fact, if we go to my Twitter
on here too, are IAG for the storage, but I think Hunt is one of the big sleepers on Cardano, to be honest.
Okay. Yeah, I put out this tweet, and it's just been going crazy. Is Snake the best meme play for 2024? 2 hours ago, 40 retweets, 152 likes. So you guys clearly have some bullish Snake opinions there. We like Kopi, but I'm waiting for a broad gaming pullback. World Mobile token, if you like what Helium's doing, World Mobile is doing something kind of similar. IAG I told you guys about this a long time ago. To me, this is the file coin of Cardano, but with the better UI. And so very, very bullish. I'm actually talking, we might try to get a IAG team member on one of the live streams in the morning. So talk to them 5-10 minutes, just kind of, hey, what do you got going on? I like MinSwap. BJ, what's your favorite decentralized exchange to use on Cardano?
So Hunt is not technically an exchange. It's a DEX aggregator. I feel like it hits Min a lot. I do own a lot of milk, so I'm a little bit between Min and then
I have a little milk.
Yeah.
I have a little
and
milk.
then Indy, on the basement from time to time, I'll pull up. I actually have a Tappy, so you can do the whale wallet profiles. Indy is the most scooped up by whale accounts right now.
Okay. And it is on sale relatively cheap right now.
AGIX is the largest sold one as of last week.
And long-term bullish, if I had to choose one.
Book, yeah.
It's probably Book. Make sure you watch our Cardano video. We cover why I like Book. And I'll just give you the two broad strokes. Actual business model where, revenue is coming into this protocol. Second, Mark Cuban seed investor. If you looked at anything about Mark Cuban in the last 30 days, he is a full-blown pivot into crypto. He hasn't done the Book tweet yet, but I think there will be one. Hey, or maybe a retweet or something like that. And let's just see what is, he's M Cuban. I do know that much. M Cuban. Let's just see how many followers he has. Whoo, buddy. Now, he's kept it under wraps, his involvement in Book. But if he kind of promotes, hey, this is this thing we've been working on, I expect a God candle.
How
for
do you know
Book.
he's a
I will
seed
say
investor?
that. And
that's about right. Yeah.
Yeah, and I would expect, maybe a leg up and trying to get on centralized exchanges. What are you going to say, BJ?
How do you know he's a seed investor?
The Book team officially has said it, and it's actually kind of like buried in a Discord, and then they've like screenshotted it, and like people run with it, but they're not actually, they're not screaming it from the mountaintops, which even then makes me more bullish. When they're like bragging about it too much, that's a red flag.
That doesn't make you bookish?
Ooh,
I almost want to end on a note. That was a good one, folks. Folks, thank you for joining, everybody. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you got the notifications on. We're sharing the wins in the Discord. We're sharing our findings, our crypto with you. We're giving away $500 twice every Friday, one luck-based, one skill-based. So make sure you check out the details in the description below. We love you joining us. We love that, as we're getting bullish, a red day like this can't stop us because Bitcoin won't stop, can't stop. We get down, baby. Now get down on that like button.